What is up, First Pres families? This week we are starting a brand new series called Bake Off. And all month long we are going to be diving into the theme of patience and waiting until later for what we want now. So to kick us off, ask each other this question. What is the longest you have ever had to wait for something? Because you see, the ancient Israelites had waited hundreds and hundreds of years for Jesus. And one man, Simeon, was told by God that he would get to see the Messiah within his lifetime. Let's check it out.
Everyone is part of a bigger story. It's a bigger story than you can imagine. It's a big story about a really big God. Discover the story that shows you the character of God. What's up? I'm Caleb, and this... hold on, wait for it. This is my Bible. And the Bible isn't just a handful of stories. No, it's an entire library. History, poetry, dreams, eyewitness accounts, and all of it fits together to tell one big story. How God created each one of us. How he loves us so much that he's made a way for us to live with him forever. But the story takes time to unfold. Hundreds of years. Actually, thousands of years. We're still waiting to see exactly how it will all play out. That takes patience. And I have 4 stories right here that walk us through what it can look like. We start off in the book of Luke. It takes a while to get that far. Here, we meet a man named Simeon, who has been serving and worshiping God his whole life. In fact, God's Spirit has given Simeon an incredible promise. You will not die before you see the one God is sending to save us. What? That's amazing! Incredible! Except there's no timeline. No day or even year circled in red on the calendar. It's like having to wait for Christmas your whole life. Now it's time to jump back to the Old Testament and the book of Exodus. Almost back to the beginning. God has freed his people from slavery in Egypt and led them through the desert to Mount Sinai. Now, their leader, Moses, has been called up to the mountain to talk to God. And the people, they're getting restless. But instead of waiting patiently, they decide to rustle up their own golden opportunity. And the results are incalculably bad. Moving on. Let's slide back to the first book of the Bible, Genesis. Esau is Isaac and Rebekah's oldest son, born moments before his twin brother, Jacob. But those few minutes mean that Esau will gain special rights and property one day. That is, until Esau comes in from a day of hunting with an empty belly. And he's so hungry that he might just trade his entire birthright for what's basically a spicy bean hot pocket. Let's wrap up in the Gospel of Matthew. Here, God's people have been waiting for hundreds of years for the rescuer God promised long ago. And they're on the lookout for a king or a warrior. But instead, a carpenter turned teacher shows up riding a donkey along the dusty road into Jerusalem. The people may not be sure who he is, but they're ready with palm branches and an impromptu parade. True patience means that no matter how much you want something, you're willing to wait. Whether that's 5 minutes or 5 years. And I can't wait or can wait to see how it plays out in you and me.
Sometimes it's hard to wait for all the things that I want. Sometimes I kind of feel like it's just taking too long to get the things I want, what I think I need, but I know you know what's best for me. I'm gonna live what I believe. I'm gonna wait 'cause I know you're still working. I'm gonna have patience 'cause it'll be worth it. I'm gonna have faith, I know you have a purpose. I'm gonna wait 'cause I know you're still working on me. Still working on me. I know that sometimes I just need to slow down and trust that you are working all of this out. You know the things I want, what I think I need, but I know you know what's best for me. I'm gonna live what I believe. I'm gonna wait 'cause I know you're still working. I'm gonna have patience 'cause it'll be worth it. I'm gonna have faith, I know you have a purpose. I'm gonna wait 'cause I know you're still working on me. Still working on me. I'm gonna hold up, slow down. I'm gonna trust that you're working it out. I'm gonna hold up, slow down. I'm gonna trust that you're working it out. I'm gonna hold up, slow down. I'm gonna trust that you're working it out. I'm gonna hold up, slow down. I'm gonna trust that you're working it out. I'm gonna wait 'cause I know you're still working. I'm gonna have patience 'cause it'll be worth it. I'm gonna have faith, I know you have a purpose. I'm gonna wait 'cause I know you're still working on me. Still working on me. Still working on me.
Bon appetit, everyone! My name is Graham. I'm dressed like this because I want to know what it feels like to be a real chef. I want to be able to bake a cake that's as tall as me. I want to make chocolate chip cookies that are so gooey the chocolate stretches a full 6 feet. I want to understand what fondant is. Fondant? Fondant? I want to be able to say the word fondant. But like most things in life, becoming a real chef takes time. It takes patience. Patience is waiting until later for what you want now. And I know a thing or two about patience. I signed up for a baking class 6 weeks ago that wasn't supposed to start until today. So I have to wait. And today I found out that the class has been postponed for another 2 weeks because our teacher is sick. It looks like she's going to be okay, but still, I have to wait some more. So now I'm wondering, what if I never get to go to class? What if it gets postponed again and again and again? What if it stays this way forever? The longer I have to wait, the harder it gets. If only there was some way to make the waiting not feel so hard. Maybe there is a way. In today's story, we'll learn about a guy named Simeon who had to wait a long time for God to keep his promise. But Simeon didn't have to wait alone. So, I guess I'll see you soon. I'll just wait here. Oh man, I could really go for one of those gooey chocolate chip cookies right about now. Chocolate.
The Bible. It's 66 books of history, stories, letters, and poetry that fit together to form God's one big story. the epic adventure of how he created us and loves us so much that he made a way to rescue us. As we travel through the Bible, from Genesis to Revelation, we discover people who met God and found their lives changed forever. Now, for an amazing story, inspired by the book of Luke, chapter 2, verses 25 through 35.
The birth of Jesus was unusual in many ways. He entered the world in a shelter with the animals and was celebrated by an entire host of angels.
Glory to God in the highest.
But Mary and Joseph cared for Jesus as with any child. When he was about 6 weeks old, they prepared to present him to the Lord at the temple.
The law says we must offer a sacrifice of 2 pigeons.
Or doves. How is he 6 weeks old already?
But as Mary and Joseph set out for Jerusalem with their firstborn son, someone was already waiting for them, a man named Simeon, and their stories were about to collide. Simeon had grown up in Jerusalem, faithfully worshiping God. He prayed daily.
Lord, help me understand your law. Help me serve you with my whole life.
Simeon would have studied the scriptures, words from the prophets from hundreds of years before.
The people who are now living in darkness will see a great light. They are now living in a very dark land, but a light will shine on them. What light, Lord?
Over the years, Simeon continued to pray, to worship, and to seek God in the temple. God's Holy Spirit was with him. And one day, the Spirit made Simeon a promise.
You will not die before you see the Lord's Messiah.
Me? With my own eyes? Thank you, Lord.
Simeon believed the promise and waited in joyful expectation.
Will it be today, Lord?
Simeon waited some more.
Will it be this year, Lord?
And then he waited still more.
How about this decade?
We aren't quite sure how long Simeon had to wait, but when his hair turned snow white, he was still waiting.
Soon, Lord.
Today, at last, Simeon received a new response.
A temple courtyard? I'm on my way. Where's my cloak? My walking stick?
God's Spirit led Simeon straight up to the Temple Mount and into the courtyard. Simeon stood in the center of the courtyard, allowing the voices to wash around him. He wasn't quite sure what he was looking for, but he knew God would reveal it to him.
A baby?
Simeon turned quickly to see a young couple nearby. The man carried a pair of doves in a small cage, the usual sacrifice after a child was born. The woman cradled a tiny baby in her arms.
Joseph, where do we go?
Excuse me.
Both the man and the woman looked up quickly.
May I hold the child?
Well, all right, yes.
Simeon took the child gently into his arms. In the eyes of this infant, he saw the face of God, the rescuer, God's promised Messiah.
His name is Jesus.
Overwhelmed, Simeon turned his gaze toward heaven.
Lord, you are the king over all. Now let me, your servant, go in peace. That is what you promised. My eyes have seen your salvation. You have prepared it in the sight of all nations. It is a light to be given to the Gentiles. It will be the glory of your people, Israel.
Mary and Joseph stared in amazement.
We knew he was special.
This.
Simeon looked down at the child, then glanced up at Mary and Joseph again.
May the Lord bless you both.
Gently, Simeon returned Jesus to his mother's arms. After a lifetime of waiting, Simeon was overjoyed to see the fulfillment of the promise God had given him so long ago.
We don't know for sure how long Simeon had to wait before he got to see Jesus, but it's possible he had to wait for years. We usually don't have to wait years for something to happen, but sometimes when we're waiting, it can feel like years. Sometimes it can feel like forever. Like when you're waiting for your birthday or Christmas, or when you're waiting to feel better while you're sick. I know it's hard to wait, but here's the good news. You don't have to wait alone. God is with you. He knows what you're going through. He knows what the whole world is going through, and He knows how it will all turn out. So talk to God. Put your trust in Him. He's going to be with you through everything. In fact, God will be with you forever. So, that's the one thing to remember today. When you have to wait, remember God is with you. I still have to wait for my first baking class. Maybe it'll happen in 2 weeks, maybe longer. But no matter what, I won't be waiting alone. God will be with me. I'll see you next time. Hopefully I'll have some gooey chocolate chip cookies for us to try by then. I wonder if the goo will stretch from me to you. I can't wait to find out. See you then.
Can you imagine how Simeon must have felt to have finally met Jesus? If we asked him, I'm sure he would say that it was worth it. But I think he would also be honest and say that it wasn't always easy. So let's dive into our family question and ask each other this. When is it hard to have patience? Feel free to pause the video and dive into this question. When you are ready, hit play again and we'll be here waiting for you.
Hey everybody, I'm Lawson and I cannot wait to share this story I've got for you today. Actually, I can wait. That's the whole point. And you can wait too.
Lawson? Lawson!
Patience, Mom! Mother. Ma'am. Anyway, so I heard this story from my cousin Tara, who teaches 5th grade. And she showed her class a picture of a dog she rescued from the dog shelter. Oh, look at him, what a face, he's just a cute dog. Look at him, he's a good puppy, he's a good dog. Anyhow, Rashida, a student in her class, told my cousin she was inspired to rescue a dog too. So when she gets home, she begs her parents to rescue a dog. Please, 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 please. And she adds, I'll never ask for anything again, ever. And amazingly, Rashida's parents agree. But Mom says, only if you take care of it yourself. And Rashida's so excited, she does a happy dance. And she chases her tail like a puppy. But there's one tiny catch. They told her she had to wait an entire month to adopt the dog. Rashida's like, I can wait, no problem. But by 1 week in, Rashida's like, can we get my dog earlier? I hate waiting. This is no fair. And she throws a tantrum. Like a toddler. Mom's finally had enough. She puts her foot down. Hard. Mom tells Rashida they need to make a list of things to do while you wait. And Rashida discovers all sorts of things to work on. She makes healthy dog treats and tests them herself. She practices how to train a dog. Sit, stay, good doggy. She plans out the best route to take her dog for walks on. And she warns the neighbors there might be a little barking at first. And by the time Rashida's setting up a tiny dog bed, she discovers 3 weeks have flown by and it's the day to get her dog. And they all live happily ever after. Mostly. So kids, never cuddle a brand new dog without a change of clothes handy. But do remember that patience is waiting until later for what you want now. And I'll see you guys later. Are you gonna say cut?
Cut!
Whew! All right, do we have any snacks?
As we wrap up, let's say our memory verse together. Wait for the Lord. Be strong and don't lose hope. Wait for the Lord. Psalm 27:14. And thank you for joining us this week for Bake Off. We are super excited that we are back to having Sunday school every week during the 10 o'clock hour. Check out the link in the description below for more info on all things children. And whether you are joining us online or in person, we are so glad that you are here. We'll see you next week.
Hey Neil, do you want to go and play on the playground?
No.
I can't wait to be a little older. I wanna be a race car driver. I can't wait to be a little stronger. I wanna be a firefighter. So many things that I can grow up to be. But right now I don't wanna miss what's awaiting here for me. Looking all around me, I got everything I need. I'm not gonna rush, cause I'm right where I'm supposed to be. I'm living in the moment, with my hopes and all my dreams. I'm not gonna rush, cause I'm right where I'm supposed to be. I can't wait to be a little bigger. I wanna be an actor on the big screen. I can't wait to be a little taller. I wanna be the captain of the team. So many things that I can grow up to be. But right now I don't wanna miss what's awaiting here for me. Looking all around me, I got everything I need. I'm not gonna rush, cause I'm right where I'm supposed to be. I'm living in the moment, with my hopes and all my dreams. I'm not gonna rush, cause I'm right where I'm supposed to be. Oh, so don't waste the days, don't hurry them up. Life isn't a race, it's a journey to trust. Don't waste the days, don't hurry them up. Life isn't a race, it's a journey to trust. Oh, looking all around me, I got everything I need. I'm not gonna rush, cause I'm right where I'm supposed to be. Looking all around me, I got everything I need. I'm not gonna rush, cause I'm right where I'm supposed to be. I'm living in the moment, with my hopes and all my dreams. I'm not gonna rush, cause I'm right where I'm supposed to be. Oh, I'm right where I'm supposed to be. Yeah, I'm not gonna rush, cause I'm right where I'm supposed to be.
Sometimes it's hard to